Yo, what's up guys, Sig here. Welcome to a brand new Omen guide for the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the best smokes for Pearl. Let's start off at the B side. The first smoke I always put down is this smoke up here. As this both covers the heaven and also kind of acts as a little one-way for anyone trying to play around the pillar. Although it does allow defenders to push out here, it's very unlikely they get a pick off of this if your team play properly. And another option this allows is if your team are attacking early, you get to TP inside the smoke, take space up heaven to totally deny their space. The second smoke you got two options for. If they have someone like a jet or a chamber that's playing up, I always like to smoke this first as we peek down long. If they don't usually have someone playing like this, I like to throw the smoke here instead. I usually very rarely smoke this because if you have a teammate that plays here, this is smoke, this is covered, they hold this. Alternatively, you have a teammate holding like this for a swing out. So usually I prefer to smoke there if they have an op, or here if they don't. Let's move on to attacking the A site now. These smokes are fairly simple. You have the option of throwing one here, back here, or to cover this. When throwing this one, make sure it ends around the jump up, as you can see, so it means they have no little cubby to peek out of. If they stand on here, they are visible, so have someone holding this. Like if they stand on this little ledge, it does make their head appear, and then obviously you should see them jumping up. And obviously this one blocks any of the connector players or anyone rotating over, and then this is the most simple one. An alternate execute I like to do if my team's on ecos is instead smoke this and this. This gives us much less control of the site, but it means there's also less we have to fight. It's very quick, TP in, plant the bomb, TP out with a bit of cover. There is a one way you can do it as a post-plant option, but if your team have planted on the calf, literally, let's say you have the bomb planted there, you've backed up into main. If you throw your smoke on top of the calf towards the back a little bit, you have this peak. As you can see, you can still see they physically can't see anything. You can see their feet here. The second one-way option you have is if your team have planted in this cubby over here. Say you planted in this corner. This one works best if you're playing from the connector, but it's also possible to swing from main. It's just a little bit more dangerous. You can get the smoke caught in the little window at the top. This falls, as you can see, that's the one way there. It does work much better from here, if you see that. But it is also possible to just, block them from shooting you back here. Now let's look at attacking mid. Mid's a little weird when it comes to some smokes, to be honest. There's a couple I like to do for, just lurking roles really. Like, this bit's very easy to fight with a teammate. You pick which side. This is a very common smoke, because that's where chambers also like to put their trademark. So that covers that angle, leave you to fight here, and usually covers up the trademark. Sometimes you'll find they place it here, but it's not worth using a smoke like this just to cover the trademark. It's much better there to cover the position and the more common trademark. When you get further down into mid, there's a bit of a one-way up here. If you throw it onto this box, usually, you can find people playing over there. That covers that very well. They can't see if they wide peek. It doesn't cover you from here, so it's not quite as good, but allows you to peek here, and it does cover it as you push down, so it works fully eventually. Now if you're pushing the art side instead, I don't like to smoke this. It doesn't work too well, but there is a one-way option here, because they like to play crossfires between here and here, if this guy at link doesn't peek. But that gives you that cover. Still have to check this corner, but it gives you the cover to peek this. Then you get to play around this. You might have to wait for the smoke to drop. This is best if you have a couple of people pushing main as well, and then that allows you to fight the site. Let's move on to defending. Start with the B site again. Smokes are a little weird for this site, to be honest. So if they're pushing, I kind of like to just smoke like this. It's very basic. It's not the best, but with just the size of this map, there's not many smokes you can do. This one fully covers everything, you know. It's good for retakes, it stops any long players from taking, and then gives you the sight. It is kind of possible to cover most of this, but it's always going to be visible from one gap. So this one isn't quite as good. You usually need 2 to cover across here for a retake. There's kind of a dodgy one where you can do here. If you catch it on this little lip, it can be a bit finicky to get right, but this is cover right here. As I said, it's not the best. If they're pushing up close, this does nothing, but for any of the players, you know, swinging wide, this, you know, you see them before they see you. As I said, it's not the best, but there's not many options for one-ways for this site. Let's look at the A side defense. You know, there's the very basic smoke here. I don't think I need to go over this. It's super simple. There's another one I like to do. It's, again, also a small bit finicky, but there's a gap there. When you see the arrow fall, aim it up just a bit. You can get it caught on the top of this. You know, that gives you the peek. Again, if they're using util, it doesn't work as well. But, see, they cannot see onto this until they're out. So that's a lot of time for you to get that kill compared to this. I do think this one is better overall, but throwing that one up there might throw them off a game or two. Now we'll look at defender mid. I like to leave plaza area open because it's very hard to smoke and keep control of this. Instead, I kind of just throw this smoke at the doors. You know, if you have the trip here, again, as I said, trips are more common here. This one just kind of stops this push. I don't smoke this one as much if we have the chamber trap here. We usually just leave this open, so I only recommend this one if you don't have a chamber. And the second one I like to do is just this one. Yeah, again, very simple. Gives me the option of playing many angles here. Again, isn't the best. I would much rather play some sort of contact, have a teammate here. I flash swing off of this, but that's for another video. Thanks for watching the video. If you guys like what you saw, leave a like and comment down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Omen content. For now, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.